Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Urban Franchise Entertainment Newsroom. I am your lead sports anchor, Afro Jackson. Today I am here to give you guys the results in my review of AEW's Double or Nothing. So let's start off with the buy-in. And the first notable thing that happened during the buy-in was a rap from The Acclaim. Very talented, very great rap. The guns were there. Then we had a very haunting and real promo from Eddie Kingston. Spoke close to home to myself and I'm sure a lot of you. It was just very real and it shows you how damn talented this man is. Then we went to the first matchup of the evening, the one match for the buy-in. We had the premier athlete Tony Nese teaming up with Mark Sterling to take on Hook Hansen, the team of Dan Housen, and Hook. Very cool match to see. As you would expect, the winners of the match, one of the most popular duos in AEW on the internet today, Hook Hansen. From there, we went to the main card, and right off the bat, with the first match, that big mystery was revealed. Was MJF going to show up? Well, yes, he did. He showed up, and he took on Wardlow. Wardlow had earned the chance to win his freedom from the contract he was in with MJF, and guess what? Wardlow completely and totally destroyed MJF. MJF got like next to zero offense. Wardlow is now officially all elite. Then we went to what was undoubtedly one of my favorite matches of the night. Battles of two of the greatest tag teams in the history of tag team wrestling, especially in my era. The Hardy Boys taking on the Young Bucks. This was a great match. Very noticed that the Bucks came in dressed as Elvises, and they've been called cosplayers of the Hardys, so I guess they're just playing into that joke. Epic match, some great spots. Jeff hit this crazy swanton on the mat, on the steps. It was just insane. It was insane. The Hardy Boys walk out with the victory, which was, oh man, this was a great match. You guys, if you did not see the pay-per-view, definitely check it out just for this match. From there, we go to the first title match of the evening, where the TBS title is on the line, where Jade Cargill is defending against Anna Jay, who, if you know, she came in with gear inspired by her original magician gimmick. Solid match from these two talented ladies. At one point, Mark Sterling did try to interfere on behalf of Jade, but that completely and totally backfired. Ultimately, what did help was a debuting member formerly known as Malcolm Bivens in NXT, Stokely Hathaway, made his AEW debut and distracted Anna Jay enough for Jade Cargill to get the victory. Well, at this point, her and her baddies, Red Velvet, Kiara Hogan, we're about to put the beat down on Anna Jay. But then Chris Statlander came down. I'm loving her new look. Came down, backed Anna Jay up, but they were still outnumbered. Well, Peeps, we had another debut. Two debuts in one match. Athena, formerly known as Ember Moon in the WWE and NXT, came down and she backed up Anna Jay and Chris Statlander. And the baddie squad, they backed down. But still, your TBS Women's Champion, Jade Cargill. Then we go into, oh man, this was a seriously epic match. You had the House of Black taking on Death Triangle. This was supposed to happen before, but if you guys remember, Phoenix got injured. This is another match that you guys just gotta watch this show for. There's like so many great matches. This match, absolute gold. Go and watch it. There was like one point where Phoenix hit a friggin' Canadian Destroyer off of Pentagon's back. Ultimately, the House of Black would come out victorious with the most surprising of how Pac was at the top. He was about to hit it, and then Julia Hart came in and misted Pac, giving the opportunity for House of Black to take the victory. Following that great matchup, we went to another great matchup where we got to see the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, the men's tournament. Adam Cole, baby, took on Samoa Joe in what is absolutely an instant classic. This was a great match between these two individuals. Showing the AEW audience what the two of them can do. This was so close, it could have really went either way, but ultimately, in the end, Adam Cole, baby, walked out with the victory. Then from there, we went to the women's final of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and we saw Ruby Soho take on Britt Baker, DMD, in another spectacular contest. And ultimately, at the end, Britt Baker would win. So we have what you can call the power couple, Adam Cole, baby, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, as both the inaugural Owen Hart Foundation tournament winners. They were presented a very awesome custom champion belt, and their names will be the first two names etched on the Owen Hart Cup. From there, we went to a trios tag match where we had the men of the hour, Scorpio Sky and All Ego Ethan Page, teaming up with Paige Van Zent to take on Sammy Guevara and Tay Conte and the Elite Killer, Frankie Kazarian. You know what? Frankie carried this damn match. Because Tay and Sammy seemed like all they wanted to do was make out most of the time. There were some pretty damn good spots. Like seeing Scorp and Frank in the ring against each other is kind of weird. I was a big SCU fan, so it is kind of weird to see them in the ring, but they damn well work good together. Ultimately, Frankie would get sick of Sammy's BS and walk out on him at one point. They would get tapped up for a bit. But ultimately, Scorpio Sky would get the pin, I think, on Frankie for the victory. And now, with that stipulation and that victory, that means that Sammy Guevara and Frankie Kazarian can never challenge Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship ever again. From there, we went to another great matchup. Darby Allin taking on Kyle O'Reilly. Oh man, these two just went at each other. And you know what, guys? Kyle O'Reilly took the victory. This was a great match. I was expecting Darby to win, actually, but Kyle took the victory. From there, we went to the AEW Women's Championship match, where we had Thunder Rosa taking on Serena Deeb. Very solid match. Thunder Rosa held control of the majority of the start of the match, but then it started to go back and forth for a bit. Ultimately, Thunder Rosa would successfully defend her AEW Women's Championship in what was absolutely a great match. Now it is time for the Anarchy in the Arena match. Oh man, peeps, this match was crazy. You had the Jericho Appreciation Society taking on the two members of the Blackpool Fight Club Society, John Moxley, Daniel Bryan. They were joined up by the guys who started the feud, Eddie Kingston and Santana and Ortiz. This was a crazy match. Moxley's music was played throughout the first half of this match. They were just playing it on loop. I'll be perfectly honest, I would have preferred Jericho's music. Moxley's is cool, but you know, we all know Jericho got one of the greatest theme songs in wrestling. Very cool match. The one thing is just like, I noticed for a while, Eddie and Jericho weren't going at it as much, especially if it's opening promo. I was like, what's going on here? I kind of knows. Match had to end in the ring, but it was taking place everywhere. Eddie was like fighting in a bar, in a freight elevator. He was pouring mustard, which is very disrespectful. You don't do that to a former BTE champion, pour mustard on them like that. But It was crazy. You had guys finding up. There was this one spot where Jericho tried to get on this moped thing. It didn't work. And Moxley tried to use it. It was like one thing you kind of notice a botch because when Moxley was trying to use it and hold Jericho, you notice Jericho's hand going up to turn to keep it. It just did not work. Crazy ladder spot in there. Ultimately, it would come down from everyone jumping into the ring of varying points here. And I feel like I missed something. No. Well, from varying points. And it was like they had no victory. Jericho was like just about out, maybe close to tapping out. But then Eddie Kingston came in with a gas canister. And Brian Danielson. Oh my God, I said Daniel Bryan, didn't I? Brian Danielson. It's like I've gotten used to saying his name wrong because all the WWE years. He had Jericho into LaBelle Rock, but Eddie came and started pouring gasoline on them, which was crazy. Daniel instantly stopped Eddie from throwing the lighter, and just like the two of them went to blows. Moxley tried to break it up, but then he got knocked out. And that ultimately led to Jericho and Hager taking advantage. And they both get in, Brian, I believe it was. Jericho had a one-legged crab. Mox had him wrapped up in the ring rope. They hit him with the post. And the Jericho Appreciation Society walk out with the victory. From there we go to the back and we see Andrade talking about the failures in his association. So he's bringing in a familiar member. If you remember the faction that Naito ran, he brought in Rush. He goes to shake his hand, but they kind of did their thing. I'm hoping this kind of leads to Naito coming out there. So we go to the men of the hour, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page talking about being done with Sammy, being done with Frankie, just moving forward and moving past it. And then Scorpio says he wondered who's going to step up next to take on the face of TNT. Well, peeps, it was Dante Martin. He stepped up to the plate and he challenged Sky. So Scorpio, being the fighting champion that he is, apparently, accepted the challenge. And he said, let's do it in SoCal. So stay tuned for that on a upcoming episode of Dynamite. Then from there, we go to the AEW Tag Team Championship match. We have the team of Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs taking on Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. And are they even the Jurassic Express anymore without Marco? Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Awesome match. Like Swerve and Keith Lee, they're like technically the newest team here. Yeah, they're definitely the newest team here. Fucking awesome. Oh my God. Like, from when Swerve first came in the ring to take on Starks, you see how smooth he is. There's this one kick spot where he was going for a kick and drop it. It was just like Swerve is like, from his NXT run, he quickly became one of my favorites. I saw him in a documentary years ago. Him and Keith Lee, there's this one spot where Keith Lee was on the outside of the apron and Swerve like grabbed his hand and then like did a kick backflip off of his chest. It was crazy onto everyone outside. Surprising to most people because no one saw this coming. I kind of did because I actually think, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus retained the titles. Why did I see it coming? Because I see LAX taking the belts off of them. LAX are the Hardys. Then, peeps, we get to the main event of the evening. The reason why most of you even watched the show. CM Punk challenging for the AEW Championship. This was a great match. This would come down to a very, very interesting closing moment where the ref got knocked out and Hangman picked up the title and he was about to cheat. But then he quote unquote, he chose to do the right thing and just decided to go for his finishing move, which actually backfired on him because CM Punk caught him, hit him with the Golden Sleeve, and is now your new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. This is what everyone expected when he came back to the industry 7 months ago after being gone for 7 years. He was gone for 7 years, but it only took him 7 months to become the world champion and one of the top 2 companies in the world. That shows you that CM Punk is everything he said he was 7 years ago, the best in the world. My rating for this pay-per-view is a solid 5 out of 5. It absolutely delivered. I'm looking forward to watching Dynamite this Wednesday. I want to see who's going to step up to take on Punk next. And I want to see where everyone else goes and what else is going to go on. I want to see who's challenging for the tag belts next. Peeps, let me know down below what you thought of AEW Double or Nothing. I don't always give 5 out of 5s. This is probably the second time. So one of the comments down below will be winning a free Uber Eats gift card or DoorDash, however you like to order food. You let me know and I will give you a $25 gift card to a random person in the comments. Be sure to follow me on everything Urban Franchise Entertainment. Starting off the channel you're watching this video on, obviously. Our Instagram page, which is TBX420 Club. Twitter, TBX420 Club. Snapchat, TBX420 Club. TikTok, TBX420 Club. PSN, TBX420. Xbox, TonyMon420. Go to the official Facebook page, search for Urban Franchise Entertainment or TBX420 Club. Thank you so much for watching this review, peeps. Let me know down below what you thought of it. Stay tuned for next week's Hell in a Cell. You guys will get to meet my brand new awesome co-host. Stay good, peeps, and keep it